Welcome. Going to try my best to do a short video. And I shouldn't think I'm sending it out to anybody else. It has to be for me, and I have to understand. And it has to be out here and hoping that when I'm walking nowhere in an area where there's no one, and I bump into an animal and I start talking to the animal's actually just sitting there, and I don't know what, but I'm assuming the animal is listening to me. I'm talking to the wall and I'm assuming the wall is listening to me. But I know there's real human beings out there and somebody that might be interested in creation. In 1, 2, 3 and ABC, what is the Word of God? If we understand the words, we can understand the words that were geometrically shaped into letters in the Ten Commandments. Seems like a lot of religions base everything on the logics of nature, and the Ten Commandments is my neighbor and stuff. And if there's a reason why we can't do blasphemy unto God, there's other reasons. For the same reason we can't eat pork, there's altered reasons. We think of it all the time. We have to separate the two. So in this one, we did this yesterday. Inside of this bedding scheme, the center over here has 9 covers. If we hit the center here, we get 9, keep 9, and 1 on the outside. That's right, we don't lose this. We don't lose any of them. The only ones we lose is these 2 here. We lose 34 and 34. We lose 68. Could be the house. That's what we lose. We lose 68. So we lose 68 and we gain 103. 32 in the corners. Inside is 68. Plus the 11 on the side and the 35. The total is 74. Jesus Christ TimeCycle Electric Company. 6, carry it over here, makes 146. 146. 146, 149. I don't want to get into the numbers right now about that. I just wanted to add these together. This will create DC. Upside down, it creates the spirit. Anyways, regardless of what it is, 28 chips come down here. Then, if you want to extend it to the full 9, right, towards below is the 12 or above is the 12. Now, usually, if you're doing this, you want to do the totality. So I had to add on a chip here, a chip here, and a chip here. 51. Chip here, chip here, chip here, another 51. 102. Then I put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and that's all what's missing to connect the rest. That's a total of 10. So from 28 we went to 38. There's 38 numbers on the roulette wheel. We now have 17 spaces. We have 17. Sorry, we have 8 more spaces. Sorry, this should have been 18. I think it is 18 times 17. 306. All zeros equal 6. 366 days of the year. How much time does it take to go around the center? How much time does it take to go around the center? You can stand in one area and keep turning round and round and round and round, or you can have to walk around what's in the center. Walk around that energy. Being encompassed by the energy or walking around it all the time. Somewhere you're walking around it, because if you walk in it and spin with it, you get dizzy. So when this one comes in, you get 9 and 1. That's the spirit. If this one comes in, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 6 and 1, and that's the half-life. If this one comes here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, or 5 and 1, which was Mars, or 6 and 1, which is the half-life. 6 and 1 half-life, 6 and 1 half-life. Now, can I do the same thing here as I did here? Let's remove these 3, or 51. So it's only 51. So we remove half. We'll remove the top part. So it's 51 and 16. 51, 17, 17, 17. 51 and 8, 59, 67. We remove the freedom. So it's 67 down here. That's right. 67 becomes 134, becomes 268. That's inside the house. Anyways, okay, we did a 5-minute video. If you're still interested in this video and you made it to 5 minutes, I will write that I did have a dodecahedron right over here, right? And everybody has done that. We can turn it into, is it the rabbit? What did I turn this into? What did it become? Is it a kind of pyramid? Can it be sitting on something? See, it opens up this way. Is there a valley here? See, when it's higher here and lower here, does that mean it's leaking out? See the way it's on a perfect angle? That's a perfect angle, isn't that? Boom. Wow. Look at the flow. What would that flow be if it was water? Flow be. I've heard of that. They'd have flow be. So we did that. So now we're going to go on to the last part of this video, which might be in the beginning of the next video. And that is going to be about one of my designs. The design is over here. Number 1. You remember we spoke about number 1? Look. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. How did I create that number 1? Well, it was pretty simple. I put a 5 over here. And then I put a 7 over here. So 5 and 7 will equal to number 1. 5 and 7 is the moon. And then I went 7 and 2. I did it backwards, and I had to put a 2. In all actuality, I think this had to be upside down to read this. You see, it's still a 2. No matter what I did with it, it was still a 2. I couldn't do anything else. And to create the moon, I needed to create a 5. But this is now telling me the gateway to the gateway. See, the only way to plug the gateway in the moon is 5, 7, and 7, 2. 5 and 2 is the numeric value for Earth. 77 is the Christ. When we put them together, we get 808. Now, what I did is, the reason I have this area boxed is because instead of going 1, 2 squares, I went 1 square as inside the circle. Because usually they show this area over here. How can I do it? I overlap this area, trying to see that if I overlap here and overlap here, and why did I do this? Because I put the 2 over here, and I put the 5 over here. See the way we did it this way? And now I'm obligated to draw it this way. Now, if I would have left the 2 squares, it would have made a different design. So over here I have the creation of the Christ, etc. See, 3 and 3, creation of the Christ, created by 5 and 2, which is Earth. Now, we can look at it as also something else. I'm not really sure what I should create next. This was an obligation design by creating the numbers to the moon, 5775. There were other realities inside the moon. The word I, E-Y-E, is 575. There was a calculation. I'm not sure if I have it here with number 14. Yeah, it's right here. I'm happy I didn't lose it. The number 14 on this calculation here, where it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, carry the 1, 584. Something to do with Pluto. I can't remember. Something to do with the end time calculation. But let's not talk about. This is the numeric value for the sun DNA. And when you create the 5, it creates the I, and it creates again back to the moon. How do we create number 7? We're going to do one more piece in here. I know it's a long video. They're all long. In fact, I go way too fast still. Way too fast. Another thing I wanted to speak about is 3 dots, 3 dots, and 3 dots. If I was talking about roulette, this one over here in between is going to tell me 17 to 1. So 2, 4, 6, 8 is 17 to 1. There are 4 of them. 4 times 2, 4, 6, and 8. The area of the area, you know, the telephone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 4 of them. That pays 17 to 1 equals to 68 the house. There's only 4 corners over here. Okay, the 4 corners over here equals to 8 equals to 32. Beta creation of electric company, because it's 1 times 35 in the center. 1 times 35 is in the center. 5 and 8, 13, 15. 15 is the total here. and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the total here. I know it'll say 3 and 6. This one will create a 5. This one will create a 2. And this will create 17. Yes, eventually we get into the numeric values for Mars. But here we have 8, 5, 5. We have 8. 6 and 8 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So we have 1, 4, 2, 3 from Electric Company. Now, if you want to know how to create number 35, 5 times 5, 5 plus 5. Let's do this. Let's do this. 5 plus 5, 5 times 5 equals 10, equals 25, equals 35. Did you know that number 27 equals to 14 and 9 equals to 23? Did you know 35 and 12 equals to 47? Which is created 7 times 4 equals to 28. 7 plus 4 equals to 10. That is the same roulette gambling piece of placing chips, right, to create the 28-day cycle of 10. Now, to create this numeric value through the moon, 7 times 5 equals to 35. 7 plus 5 equals to 12. The total of it is 47, but the minus of it is 23. So we intertwine all these numbers and the Electric Company and the spirit of 55, which is created through the half-life. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6. 7 times 6 will create your 42. Okay? 7 plus 6 will create your 13. And in your 42 and your 13, you have your 6 and 8. 6 and 8 equals to 14. 6 times 8 equals to your 48, equals to your 26, and that's where your God comes in. You minus the 48 from 14 is 34. I don't remember where we just did the 34, 43, hot and cold, Earth and Mars. We add it, it becomes 62, the God or the Queen. 4 and 8 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. And this one becomes 5 and 3 becomes Electric Company. 4 and 8 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 4 and 1 is 5, 5 and 3, Electric Company. 5, 3, 8, 2, 6, 8. Did you follow what I said there? So all these numbers intertwine with each other, and they're including the moon. We haven't talked about the sun yet in here. What happens when we get the sun? Well, here, this is part of getting into the sun. And that's, what does it mean, number 23? Why did we get this? Well, we have 5 times 3 equals to 15. 5 plus 3 equals to 8. And the 5 and 15 and 8 together equals to the 23. So now 35 and 27 come together. That's your Electric Company. And this creation over here, the 5 and the 2 creates the 3. So where we have 7 and 3, 3, 7, 7, 3. 3, 7, 7, 3, 7, 7, 3. 3, 7, 7, 3. 7, 3, 3, 7. I'm not really sure. And when these close up, they look like the 8. 1001. Not only does it look like the 8, 1001, 808 bicycle cards. Number 2 stands for what? I'm not really sure. Number 1 is inside of over here. Is this what we call the dot? I don't know. Strike me. Thank you for watching this video.